I am
hit the
here.
button.
You are here. The
We are
viewers
back,
are here.
right? I'm so excited about today's episode.
Let's just kick this off with if you're here and you're not subscribed, subscribe now.
Do the things.
Um, Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you're here. Let us know you're watching. We are very excited and we teased about this before, and you
A
guys
couple
have been
times.
very excited. So we're kicking it off. We are judging books by their covers.
Literally by their covers. Like, I didn't even read the title
Literally.
on these. I just said, ooh, shiny.
Yeah.
that's how that's how I went about it. It was one of those that I was like, you know what? That
Yeah.
looks like it could be good. Had no idea what I
Yeah.
was getting into.
No idea.
No clue.
Well, okay. So I'm just gonna jump right in both feet.
Perfect.
If you've been here a while, you know you are probably not surprised by hello why I picked this one.
It's so bright and so you.
It's so bright. It's like, and I don't even think like the camera is not picking up on how bright this is. This is hot pink, neon yellow, and red with some teal.
I
Like,
mean,
come
it looks
on.
pretty bright.
It is so bright, and I can tell you, I did pick this up based on purely on the cover because I was like, that's gonna be so cute on my shelf. Um, so this is about a woman CEO of a wearable tech company called Conch. And it's kind of like an AirPod, but you wear it behind your ear. It gives you
Okay.
directions. If you're driving somewhere, it gives you recommendations. If you're out, like for restaurants or whatever, if you're like at a party, if you've met someone, it'll let you know who it is. I don't know how that
Oh.
works, but like,
Oh, it's like
this is
smart
so
tech.
and so. Yeah, so it's like smart tech.
Oh. It's
She
the
is
Devil Wears Prada chick, but in an earbud,
in an earbud.
right?
So we start this book. This woman is A type. It reads A type. It was exhausting to read
I was so
the
tired.
things. She's like getting up at 3:30 to have me time on the treadmill. She's got meetings like they're supposed to be on a family vacation.
Oh
Her
no.
and her husband are both on different calls because of the time. Their kid goes missing. They find her later. Um, we find out later, like, it's this whole thing, right?
My
And
heart rate
then
is high. Like, I feel like I need to start sweating. This
it
is a
was a
lot.
lot. And she's like, I'm a great mother because I have two nannies for my kids. And like, I bring her to work, but I bring the nanny, like this whole thing, right? It is exhausting to read.
Yeah.
Um, Somewhere in the middle, my eyes started to glaze over and go crossed
Oh dear.
because the story just took a hard, like, this way. And now we've got a, not a competitor, like, a knockoff that is
Okay.
happening,
Which
and she
happens.
finds out like there's a second warehouse, and she's like, we only have one warehouse, but like if she doesn't get them figured out and this partnership over here, then she's going to be fired. And it's like, I was skimming the second half. It is so bad.
Oh no.
Two
I got
stars.
I started getting confused when you were like, but she's gonna get fired. I'm like, but I thought it was her company.
It's
Like,
not her company.
oh,
It
okay,
is
okay,
not. But she and the co-founder were like good friends, and
okay, okay.
like it's very much women in tech themed, and like
Okay.
the problems she faces as also trying to be a mother, but not really priding herself on what she's doing as a mother, but she's more
Mm.
of like, what can I achieve? I'm telling you, it read very type A, and it was
Oh.
exhausting, and I hated it.
I was gonna say, do you consider yourself a type A person? Do you consider yourself a type person? Like, would you give yourself a letter?
I I think I lean more towards type A, but after reading this, maybe not.
What
If
what
that's
is
true type A.
what is right below type A? Type A minus? Type B plus? I feel like I'm type
Yeah.
B plus. I feel like I might be a B
Okay.
plus. Like,
Okay.
right? Like, I feel like there are times like when it's a When it's a hill I'll die on, sure, type A, all the way. When it is a hill I'd rather not climb, you may all have it. Do what you will.
Knock yourself out.
Right? So I
No.
don't feel like I can do. And those who know us personally will probably tell me I'm very wrong. They're like, no, you're definitely type
Right.
A. Like, I'd be
Right.
like, but I don't think I am all the
This is
time.
not up for your discussion.
You all don't leave comments, or do just leave them nicely. Um, I just feel like there are certain things. If I were a true type A person, I might enjoy that, right? Because it would resonate with all of the things.
Hmm.
I think I'm just busy. I don't necessarily think I'm type A as much as I'm just got a lot to do, right? I got a lot on the plate. So that's
Yeah.
where I think I am. I don't know.
Mm,
I
yeah.
don't know. But that does sound exhausting.
It was. It was. And we were sitting on the porch, and Greg looked over and he was like, "You finished that really quick." And I was like, "I was skimming. It was terrible." I gave it 2 stars based on my one is a DNF, two is a
Should have
should
DNF'd.
not have, but did. So if I skim, then it's a 2 star. And yeah, this
Fair.
the cover is great, very shiny, looks so good on my shelf. Definitely fits with my personality. Not the story itself.
Will it go on your
Exhausting.
shelf since you gave it 2 stars?
I don't know if I'm keeping it.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
Like,
know. Did I put it back? Yes, because I have a color coded shelf that goes like this.
and it
It's not a
fits.
traditional shelf, and it looks super cute with the yellow to orange.
There you go.
So maybe because it is cute, like when you file it, you've got this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just not great. Not great.
Interesting. Interesting.
So, yeah, that one, a little
That's fair.
disappointing. Yeah.
Oh,
What about
I
you?
mean,
How did your
I
experience go?
so fun fact, I literally saw the cover of mine and went, "That seems cool." Can't tell you anything about it. I saw it on TikTok and I was like, "Sure,
Okay.
order." Because it was like the author was doing like a "Hey, I'm packing book" sort of thing, so she was just chatting, and I was like, "That seems cool." But the problem is that when she held up the book, I couldn't read the title. So
Uh-huh.
I was like, "It still looks pretty. I'll get it." And so it became the perfect book for when we were talking about this episode and it was like, "Oh, judging a book literally based on its cover because I couldn't read the cover." So this is the book. And if you're going like this,
I
it is very
can't read the
difficult
cover,
to read the
but I
cover,
do love
right?
it.
Right? So this book is called Witches and Wine. And it's actually the first book in the
Beautiful.
Arcane Cove series. Again, I don't know if book two is out, but it's, again, both sides are shiny, right? We've got
Yes.
glitter, we've got all sorts of things. And I will tell
I
you, trying
love
to take a
it.
picture of this book to be like, "Hi, I finished this," the amount of angles I had to try so I could actually get the title. So if you see it on Instagram and you're like, "I have no idea what that says," you are not alone because I
That's
have
the
no clue,
point.
right?
Yes.
But it was 100% fantasy. This was a fantasy book, which
Okay.
I, right? Like, I guess okay, but at the same time, it could have been anything, right?
Right.
But this one actually has to do with Arcane Cove is a like a mythical town
Okay.
where only those who are mythical can like grace its presence, right? You can't get
Can
into the town
enter.
unless there's
Okay. It's
something magical
warded.
about you. It is. It is
Yes.
warded. And so um Chelsea is our main female character and she moves to Arcane Cove and she's like, you know, I want to say I'm going to double check this because I could 100% be wrong. No, it is book one. Because there's some stuff that happens in the beginning of the book where you find out her sister
Mm.
is uh, was a gift from the gods and is actually a goddess of love and marries Eros, right? And so you come into the
Mhm.
story and Chelsea's like, all right, well, my sister has moved away. My best friend is a god of war. And so like she kind of has an introduction to what's going on, but she's not magical herself, right? And she
Mm.
moves to Arcane Cove, which she shouldn't be able to do because she's
I was
human,
gonna say, wait, how did
right?
she get in?
Right? And so she gets in and she runs into this guy that she had been talking to before, which you don't really get a lot of backstory about how they know each other. They're just like texting. Like you get into his head and he's thinking about her or whatever, and you see her and she's like, I mean, I guess I should think about him or whatever. And it just so happens that they're both in Arcane Cove together because that's where he lives. He has a club there, he has like a nightclub. He's also Dionysus, who is basically the god of like partying, right? Sex and party and, all of the feral fun things. And so he's like literally runs into her on the street and was like, "Oh my god, you're here." And she's like, "Hi, you're here." And finally he has to be like, "So, I know we've been hanging out like twice, but also, could you do me a favor and like look around?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "What do you notice?" And she's like, there's some people sitting over there." And then she's like, "Who have very pointy ears." And then she's like, "And there's a guy over there." She's like, "Who has tusks?" And she's like, "Wait, what's going on?" And he's like, "You can't be here unless you're magic. So something's going on with you. Let's figure that out." Right?
Interesting.
And so it's a whole thing about the two of them and her trying to figure out what she is and all these different things. I gave it 3 stars. It was a book, right? It
Hmm.
wasn't a book where I was like, oh, I must read the next part. I will probably read future ones, right? Because I enjoyed where it is. And you've got all of these different characters. You've got
Different
the
types of
Greek gods,
characters.
right? So you've
Yeah.
got Dionysus and his brother Apollo and Hermes and, all of these things. Like Apollo is a rock god. And so he like does shows or whatever in the human world. Thor shows up. Like there's all these different characters from different mythos that you see, and there's vampires and there's maenads and there's, witches and fairies and like all of these things that are all there, which I loved. But I feel like we just kind of jumped from thing to thing where we could have
Mm.
spent a little bit more time pulling out the thread on some of the stories. Right? Like there's a part with her mother that I would love to see more of. Like if we could have built out the piece with their mom, that would be great. If we could build out a little bit more of the conflict and some of the things that happened would have been awesome. I think we just kind of were like, this thing happens, now it's fixed. This thing happens, it is also fixed. And you're like, okay, is anything not fixed?
Yeah.
What's going on?
No, we're fixing
So,
it.
right, we're going to fix everything now. So I think it jumps around a little bit. There were a couple times where I had to like go back. I remember I was reading this morning and all of a sudden I like stopped and like flipped back. And Michael was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "I think I missed a sentence." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Something is not making sense." And
I
like I go
missed
back and I was
something.
like, it was literally one line that I either had overlooked or like just had not committed to memory that made
It
sense
didn't
for the rest
register.
of the paragraph. Yes.
Yes.
Like the rest of
Yes.
the chapter. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. And like I went back and I was like, oh, that's where that is. So it was, like I said, it was good. I I read it in literally a day, so it didn't take that
Hmm.
long at all. It was an easy read. I absolutely loved that there are, where is it? There's color pictures. We know I love a good color picture, right?
Interesting.
So
Okay,
there's
let's see
multiple color
it.
pictures, right?
Ooh.
So there's
Yeah.
like things happening. You've got in
It's a
every
beautifully well thought out book.
right? And every chapter, you know who's talking because her or his picture. It's a dual point of view, which we know I love. But
You
every
do
chapter
love.
that starts, we have like her name and her photo, his name and his photo. So you get to see it as, it kind of goes through, which is cool, right? Like, that's so sweet. Like, this is chapter 6. It's adorable.
Oh, that's
Also, she has
cute.
a ferret.
Okay, we love
She has
that.
a ferret named Riley, and I think for some reason like the side characters are always my favorite. Riley's my favorite character. I can't lie. Riley the
We
ferret.
love a familiar. That's what that
We
is.
do. Right? Riley the
That's
ferret.
exactly what that is. The ferret
I
is a
think that's why.
familiar. Yes.
Right? I think that's just why we love a sidekick animal. So, like I said, it was cute. I gave it 3 stars. Quick, easy read. Sure, I'll read the other ones if I come across them. I probably won't seek them out. Like if they come across my feed again, it's like, hey, book 2 is out. I'd be like, oh yeah, cool. Like I'll grab that. But if
Yeah.
I don't think about it, I'm not going to go looking for it.
So are you going to shelve that like front facing? Because I feel like to put it
It's
just based on
so
the
pretty,
spine
right? Like the
ruins
spine,
it.
but I will say the spine is cute too.
You
The
just get more
spine,
of it.
but there's just so much more fun here. So probably. I think this one does need to be shelved forward alongside the other ones that I received. Remember I have that set where I was like, "Oh, I have the one book that's in the front and I'm
Uh-huh.
going to get a second one." That second one just came in. So
Ooh,
I
yeah,
have
those go.
several I
They are
have now.
meant to be side by side, front
Yeah.
facing.
I
Those
have a
books,
couple
yes.
front-facing shelvers that need to happen. So yeah, I will shelve this one and I will probably do it front-facing. And I might switch it depending on like we might be redoing bookshelves by seasonality, who knows. because I have now a lot of like seasonal decor that goes on things. So I feel like
Seasonal
it's
shelves.
okay
Yep.
to,
Use them as decor.
right? So I feel like this is a really nice, it looks very springy, but it also looks like it could be very like Halloweeny,
Looks like it
fally.
could be fall-ish because of like
Yeah.
the rich, deep royal colors.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was the one that I literally picked because I could not read the title and she wasn't really talking about what the book was about. And so when I got to it, it was like, oh, there's like Greek gods everywhere. And then also all these other magical creatures. I was like, that's cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool. So I liked a lot of the characters and they did a good job bringing in the different characters and showing how they were like kind of friends with like which ones were friends and which ones like didn't get along and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Did you read any other Judge a
I
Book by
did.
its cover books? Okay.
Oh, I did.
What'd you read? Oh
This
gosh.
one, this one should also not surprise anybody. Ta-da!
Whoa. You are always
Right?
good with the bright colors, right?
I'm here for it. This is what I do. This is what I do.
Perfect.
So, this one is called We Are Watching Eliza Bright. This,
Okay.
weirdly enough, is also another woman in tech. She is a self-taught coder working at a video game company,
Okay.
and she is not respected. One, because she's a woman, two,
Ugh.
because she's self-taught, and the guys start teasing her and leaving notes in her code. And when she complains, then it becomes a problem. And then they get pissed off that she has accused them of
Of what they did?
this. Yes. And so she then takes it to the next level and goes and talks to the media because then she gets fired and she's like, well, what do I have
Fine.
to lose at this
Right?
point? I'm spilling all of the things. So then we just literally watch it snowball. Do I think this kind of stuff happens in real life? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it tough to read? Yes.
Yeah.
Did everybody in the public then take a stance on her side, game side? Like we took a stance. People online are vicious.
Yeah.
They went after her, they were hunting her. She had to go into hiding. She had a mental breakdown.
This isn't
She
real,
was
right?
trying, huh?
Is this real? Is this like a real
No,
story?
it's
It
a
feels like it could
novel.
be very real, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I
It
hate this.
I hated this. I gave it
Oh,
2 stars.
okay.
Um, and because I just didn't like the way that it was written.
Okay. Who was it written
Um,
by?
it was written by A.E. Osworth.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was just very dark. And I feel like it probably could have been somebody's story, but also it was it was written uh very top level. So like we're not really feeling for the character, we're more like peering into like if they were all in an ant farm living their lives. Like we're getting a
Okay.
very top level view. And so I knew that shit was going sideways,
Yeah.
but I also didn't really care. Like I didn't align and feel for her. Um, and I know that sounds terrible, but it was just the way it was written didn't draw you in. It
Right.
almost repelled you
Mm.
more so
Was
that you
she
did get,
written in an unlikable way?
huh?
Was she written in an unlikable way?
Not her.
Okay.
Um,
But there just was
and
no
maybe
emotional
maybe it
tie.
was just like what was happening and you were like, ew,
Yeah.
like this is not okay
Yeah.
because they were watching her, they were harassing her. They ended
Mm.
up and I say they, it's like the online collective, but the
Right.
book is written from an anonymous we.
Oh.
So it's
Interesting.
we are, which I mean, it's in the title. We are watching Eliza Bright, but
Right.
like
But
the story is being told by an anonymous people, and then it sort of like what you were talking about. There's just a little bit of everything thrown in. Like, could it be real life? Yes. But then we get closer to the end, and now there's a cult like group that is not the ones doing the antagonizing, but they're now commenting on it. And we're like capitalizing things, and it was just very confusing. And so I think it was just hard. It was a hard topic. It was also written from in a perspective that was just tough.
Right. And that doesn't sound like something we typically read, right? Like, I don't know that. And it's funny because my oldest child is going through his English class right now and they're talking about perspective, right? And point of view. And they're talking about
Hmm.
that, like third person versus first person versus dual. Like, they're talking about all those things. So, weirdly, that's very top of mind for me right now as we study
Yeah.
for these tests. So, I'm like, as you say
Yes.
that, I don't know that that's something that I would enjoy, right? Because usually when I
No.
talk about it, I'm like, oh, a book that I read usually has, like, I can pinpoint this thing. But I feel like if it were done by the collective ambiance of people, right?
Yes.
I don't feel like that would be easy for me to lock in on. I feel like when
Yes.
it's a dual POV or a first person or something like that, you get the feeling of that. If you're not
Yeah.
getting that, if you're just getting the explanation of
It's
her
just the story.
behavior,
Yes.
yeah, I'm not getting
Yes.
any emotional understanding other than what I put into it. And what I may feel
Mm-mm.
could be completely different than what was intended, right?
Hmm.
Because as you're talking, I have significant opinions about this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. You're like, this is not good,
Right.
either side, but
No.
also like we never find out who the narrator is. Like,
Mm.
who is this?
Who's
It's
we?
just we. We are watching. We have these opinions. We see you doing this. And then you then also get like there's many POVs in this because it's everybody that's involved.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is like instant message too. So
Oh,
then you're getting like super short, like,
blurbs.
and they're threatening her in Twitter, and like, it's
Ugh.
this whole thing. It is this whole thing. And it was just, like I said, this could be a real story disguised as a novel.
Yeah.
I'm sure this kind of stuff happens. It also lets you know, like, you're not secure online.
Oh
People
no.
can find out a lot of things just by what you're doing,
Hmm.
and what you're posting, and like where you're posting from, and like this whole thing. So that was, I don't want to say scary, but like definitely eye-opening
Yeah.
to like how they
This is
were
a reminder.
tracking her.
Hmm.
But then just this top level, like you're not really experiencing it. You're just kind of looking down into
Mm.
this. So super cute cover. I would give it 5 stars based on the cover.
Cover gets
But
five.
as far as the book, I gave it 2 because like it
Interesting.
was a slog to get through.
Interesting.
Hmm.
And I feel like they're so bright and like exciting and whatever. It's so interesting that you picked two tech world ones. Like,
Right,
what are
that
that
it
that?
ended up being tech world. Like, and like I said, there's no, like,
No.
we're getting, like, it's not even the
Geometric
story.
shapes.
No, it's like somebody's opinion, and like,
Yeah.
like little, so it's not even like I saw the summary. But to end up with those two, but honestly though, I think people know, I think publishers know what will draw our attention,
Yeah.
because if you go and look, all the covers in the bookstore are now bright colors, they're shiny, they know.
Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna get them because we know they're gonna go and like judge a book by its cover. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it is not a good thing to do.
No. And that's the thing. Like, it's interesting. I feel that I have more draw to something that I have a little bit more meat in, right? If I've got my teeth into a little bit because I read the back where it was a
Hmm.
recommendation or I even read the dang title. You know what I mean? Like, if it's something there's a book that I'm planning on reading that I actually went to the store to find and, that I picked out and stuff like that. Like I'm looking forward to reading that one. Like I actually have it sitting, it's actually right here. I have it sitting here because I know as soon as I get a chance, I'm picking it up.
That's
Right?
the next one.
Versus
Yes.
one that I was just like, "Oh, we'll look at that. Like this seems cool. I'll get to it." It's easier to just get to. I was planning on doing two, but I read too many books in the last month to be able to get to both of them for this episode. But I am in the middle of the other one that I picked up, the Judge a Book by Its Cover one, and that
Yes.
one is this,
Ooh.
right? So for this one, again,
And it has
apparently,
sprayed edges, right? Was it
yes,
teal? Yes.
yes, we have a teal sprayed edge. So we know I love a sprayed edge too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
for this one, again, if there's too much stuff on the cover, apparently I cannot read it. If
Oh,
there's, because I can read it when I look at it, but when I look at this book, I literally just see the cover.
you
That's
see, yes,
I
everything
don't
else.
see the words. I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea what this is about. And I didn't read anything about it. Again, because I'm partway through it. This is a fantasy book. Dang it. It is,
Yes,
yep. It
it
is
has the look.
it does, right? But it's a romance fantasy, which doesn't surprise me at all. It's funny that I picked two like legit fantasies though, because I've been doing rom-coms lately. And the fact that I picked two fantasies, my brain was probably like, you need something a little bit more magical for right now. And so I'm enjoying it right now. I don't know how it will end. I mean, it's a good sized book. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but also the cover was lovely. I was like, we'll try it. And the thing
Yeah.
is, I found this one on Book Outlet. I have seen it the last 3 times I've gone to, like, peruse, this book has
Mm-hmm.
been on there. And every time I'm like, "It looks cool," but, like, have I clicked on it to read what it's about? No. And finally, when we were doing this episode, I was like, "You know what? Just gonna buy it."
Now's the time.
It's a
Like we
hardcover,
need
it's
an excuse,
$5.
but yes,
Right, but it was like
yes,
I was like, "A $5 hardcover of this? Sure. Can do.
yes.
Totally can do." And so I did, and I'm not necessarily regretting it right now, but it's also again, it's fantasy and
Yep.
it started off right in the thick of things. So I'll be interested, and we'll talk about it in November when I can give my full review of it. But so far, it's okay, which is not bad. It's not a
Yeah.
2 star quite yet, but I'll let you know how I go as we get there.
Okay. Okay. I will tell you, I feel like if you go and peruse the shelves of a bookstore, that is what the fantasy books are looking like.
Now,
They are no longer simple covers, they are full like that. There's swirls, there's swords, there's animals, there's flowers, there's deep, rich, dark
yeah,
colors.
yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that just adds into like they know
They
what
know
we're
what they're looking for.
and perhaps maybe that is helpful because now you're like, oh, your brain equates that fantasy. Like when you see a cover, you may not need to know anything else. You're like, that's fantasy. I told you, like, when I'm looking, there's a font that you
There's
can tell you're
100%
like,
one.
that's going to be witchy because
Yep,
it's got the witchy font.
yep.
So I feel like publishers are on to us. I
Definitely agree
know
with you on the
they're
font.
on to us.
It definitely on the like romance ones. They're that like brushy font.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's here somewhere. It's like it's the brushy font because every time I
Yes.
see it, I'm like, oh, it's brushy font. It's a romance.
Yes,
Has
so
to be.
we were shopping at the used bookstores that we go to. I forget which one we were at, but Greg made the comment that if there is a couple on the cover in the rain, you
Oh,
know that's a romance.
oh, 100%. If there's a couple
And I
on it
was
at
like,
all,
okay, like I pick, when they're sitting on the shelf like you see here,
yeah.
you just see the spine. You don't really, and so when I pull it out, I don't ever flip to the cover. I see the spine and I flip to the back because I
Hmm.
want to know, like, what
Yeah.
is it? And so there was one time that I was like, oh, they have a whole series. Perfect. Like, this sounds like a good story. And I got it. And every cover was a couple on in the rain. And I was
I
like,
would have loved that series. You were like, dang
dang
it. This is what
it.
it
I'm
is.
like, you
Also,
are not wrong.
if they're both with
So,
their arms
yes.
crossed, like back to back, 100%, 100% a rom com. And that is
Yep.
an enemies to lovers,
That's going to be an
right?
enemies to lovers.
That's going to be an
Yes.
enemies to lovers. And if
Yes.
we are in front of a city, it's probably a somebody moved back from their hometown or to their
Mm-hmm.
hometown, right? Like you could just tell.
Mm-hmm.
They know.
Someone's
They know.
escaping.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like, we kind of went into this like maybe we could be blind about it. And
We were not.
I guess to some degree we were because mine didn't give anything. It was just
No.
bright colors and a title, but like there's some subtle clues
Yes.
in what we're seeing, and so I think it can lead us one way or the other.
I don't know that I will do this on purpose to be
I
like,
was gonna
I'm not
say, are you
right.
gonna do this again?
I don't know that I'll do it again like this, where I will strategically not look at the back or read the inside cover or whatever that is, but I will still, the cover has to draw me in order for me to even pick it up. It has to
Right.
draw me. It has to be something that
Yep.
seems interesting. So,
Yes.
yes, I will start with the cover, but it will not be where it ends. Right? So I the cover will be what draws me in. What decides on my purchase is what's on the inside the
We're
cover.
gonna need a little bit
Right?
more
What's on the inside flap.
information before we jump in. Yes,
Exactly.
yeah, and I think I would be curious because I know a lot of people were like very excited about hearing this when we brought up this topic.
Yes.
So I would be curious, dear viewers, listeners, have you done this?
Right?
Was it a good experience for you? Because not for me, not for me at all.
No, I'm not upset with my choices, but I prefer my other choices. I
Right?
prefer
I
the ones that are a
like
little bit more research backed,
a little more information before I make my choice.
especially because there's so many books. Like, would you have chosen if you had known it
Right.
was if it was a tech world book? Would you have chosen that to read, or would you have read something else on your shelf?
So if I'm really honest, way back when at some point, I did choose these and I did read the inside cover and I did think, "Ooh, yes, I will purchase you." Um, and I knew when we talked about this, I was like, "Oh yeah, I have some very bright ones that drew my attention."
Right.
Couldn't remember, what they were. So the fact
Right.
that I picked two, I mean, I did choose them
Yeah.
at some point based on the
Yes.
story.
Yes.
So
But that does not resonate
I
any
don't,
longer.
I don't know. My answer is I don't know.
Future me has no idea.
Right, right. I have no idea what to say to that because, like I said, I had chosen them because I wanted to read them.
Yeah.
But now and it's just so weird that yeah, two women in tech, both two-star, both like not as interesting as they could have been.
Yeah. All right. Well, that puts this to slight rest for me to know that the cover's got to hook me, but the story's got to be something I'm
That
willing
itch
to
has
read.
been scratched.
It has. It has.
We
I
need
think.
a little more info.
Yeah, but I feel like that makes me a more discerning individual when it comes to reading, right? I have standards. It has to be something I'm interested in.
Right,
I'll read
right.
just about anything, but it's that just about that really turns the knob, yes or no.
That line is becoming a lot more real
Yes. And I appreciate that
as
we have
we
that
find
line.
what we don't like.
Right.
We find what we do like, what we don't like, and you just kind of meander through all of it. Yeah.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely
So
agreed.
definitely a mixed experience. Would love to hear if you guys did this challenge with us, if you chose any based on the cover and had a different experience or a similar experience. Either way, I would love
You
to know.
know what would be so cool? To have somebody, not each other, choose a blind date book for us, like for each of us. Right? If we have somebody be like, hey, they just wrap up the book and hand it to us, be like, this is Abby's pick, this is Meg's pick, read it based upon what they know
Hmm.
about us. That would be an interesting experience.
That
Something
could
to
be an
consider.
interesting experience.
Right?
Will anybody game for that? Let us know. That could
Right?
be a future episode.
It could be. It literally just popped into my brain and I was like, if I'm willing to pick a book off the shelf by the way it looks, I bet somebody could do a better job knowing what we read and what we
And
like.
I gotta tell you, also, we are not quitters,
No,
so
no,
we will not easily DNF a book.
no, no.
So the chances of that happening are slim.
They are. So, if someone is up for the challenge, happy to hear it. Otherwise, would love for you to make sure you share this or one of our previous episodes that you enjoyed with somebody who also enjoys reading, so that we can welcome them into the
Yes.
crew. And looking forward to what comes next because we are well into November at this point.
Lots of topics to be found and discussed in our previous episodes, so go
Exactly.
check them out.
Yes. And until we see you next week, happy reading.
Okie dokie, bye.
It was great to have you join us for today's chat. If you'd like to continue the conversation, provide a recommendation, or simply say hi, pop over to Instagram at wine.read.wine or leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next episode. Happy reading!